If you've been on Twitter at all over the past couple months, you'll know that Dillon, Danis, and Logan Paul are breaking records for the most heated and insane pre-fight beef in influencer boxing. Primarily coming from Dillon, who is going on Twitter to roast Logan about his crypto scams, and how many men his fiance has been with prior to dating Logan. And part of the reason why this beef is so heated is because Dillon Danis has quite a history with the Paul brothers. It all started way back in 2018, when Jake Paul accused FaZe Banks of hitting one of his female employees at a nightclub. Dillon defended FaZe Banks, which created a grudge that Jake Paul held on to until 2022, when Jake Paul showed up to Dillon's place unannounced and threw water balloons and toilet paper at him.
I'm like a sarcastic guy, like I like to fuck around, like I'll kind of like roast my friends, you know what I mean? Yeah. So like, it's just like kind of my personality, and that's the thing with Marcel too, is like, that was happening for years before, like where he was getting mad at me for like...
Hey look, it's Conor McGregor's bitch right there! Pussy! Pussy!
Piece of shit!
Pussy! Oh no! Dip! Pussy! Fuck you, bitch! You're a bitch!
It's fine. It's fine, all that.
Was it a water balloon?
I don't know what it was, to be honest, because I got close. I thought it hit me with like some metal, but I think it was a water balloon.
It was just a water.
Water balloon and toilet paper.
That's not too bad.
I didn't want to get too
Just a water
close.
balloon? I don't want you to get too close.
Because I thought he was going to hit me with like something else. But it was just this fucking guy, bro. I was going to try to jump on the truck, but I couldn't get it.
Dude, if you would have jumped on the
so
truck.
close.
There's a lot of dudes in that truck.
Who has water balloons?
My son. Here's my thing with this is it's like,
This motherfucker.
like
bro.
this is your world. Like, you know what I'm
no, it's
saying?
good.
And if they would have jumped out, then I got to get involved. I got to dust off the old skill set. Get rid of these dick jokes.
I was gonna fucking jump on the back of the car, but
Thank God you did it.
but he knew because he was like, drive off now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
they don't want those problems where you're talking about lawsuits and stuff. They don't
I
want
had
those.
the camera on the side.
Yeah,
He
there's
was
a guy
all
with a
nervous,
giant
too.
camera. He's all, oh fuck, dude. Yeah.
With them, it's like they don't understand that like what would happen in like a real situation. You know what I mean?
But things got a lot more serious when Dillon met Logan Paul at the same party, during which Dillon's friend pulled out a gun on Logan's podcast co-host Mike Mailjack, which strengthened the brothers' hate for the guy even more. And then earlier this year, Dillon Danis was supposed to box KSI, but backed out less than a week before the fight. This led Logan to challenging him to a fight and putting a $100K no pullout clause into the fight contract. So with this upcoming fight, Dillon saw this as the perfect opportunity to inflame his beef with the brothers even more in order to promote the upcoming boxing match. It all started when Dillon Danis posted some DMs from Jake Paul's boxing coach and captions it by saying, "Full proof. Jake Paul's head coach claimed that Jake never intended to fight me unless I was handicapped, and he would dodge the fight if I were healthy." The DMs start out with Shane saying, "Doubt Jake will make the fight with you if he knows your knee is good though, so keep it on the low if you were really trying to make that fight. Definitely wouldn't let it be known you talking to me about possible training or tips. He definitely ain't signing up to fight you then." Dillon responds, "He been bitching because I want June and he wants March. I don't think he will take it. Just want a bit more time for my knee." Shane responds, "He doesn't want you to have time to heal. If it was me, knowing how Jay works, best thing to do is to leak fake info about how your knee is shot for good and won't be in shape to fight in March or June. He and his team will love to fight a crippled fighter, but it has to be leaked the right way so they believe it. That would be my thought. I think he wants to, but he and his team is scared because you're a real fighter, so playing hurt is key for you, I think." Danis responds, "There's really nobody else besides some random athletes." Shane responds, "But you gotta do it smart. Jay likes to put moles in people's camps. Send in little TikTok spies. If you get smart and he hears from the right person that your knee is gone, he will make the fight, I bet." Liam Freeman responds to this by saying, "This might be the fakest set of DMs in history." Dillon then dispels these rumors by showing video footage proving that the DMs are real. And then WoW responds by saying, "Imagine leaking DMs of a dude trying to look out for you when he had no reason to. You hella petty and pathetic." Dillon continues tweeting when he says, "Sorry Shane, you never trust a gangster. To eliminate any doubt, here you go before they delete everything and try to save face." He then shows more proof that these DMs are real. The Fox G quote tweets Dillon and says, "First Dillon Danis W." Jordan tweets out this clip with the caption, "No sign of Sugar Shane in Jake's corner." Dillon quote tweets this and says, "Damn." Happy Punch says, "Jake Paul says Dillon Danis' leaked messages with Shane Mosley are fake."
Shane Mosley there. You response to those DMs that came out yesterday?
It's fake. Stop asking stupid shit.
Let's go. That's it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
How many robots you walking out with? What? How many robots you walking out with?
Dean the Great responds by saying, nah bro, them real. If you want to learn more about who Dean the Great is, I have a video I made about a week ago that you can check out in the cards above. But moving on, Danis quote tweets Happy Punch, showing that clip of Jake Paul saying the messages are fake, and says, stop the cap. Reason I'm not scrolling all the way down, because there are more about how the fights are fixed, but I don't feel like dealing with the legal issue. I got training to do. 2 days before Jake Paul fought Nate Diaz, Danis tweeted out, if Nate Diaz beats Jake Paul, I'll give one person who likes this tweet $5,000. Must be following to win. Dillon then tweets out this image of Jake Paul without any context, and Yellowman617 responds, man, shut up and fight, laughing my ass off. Dillon then says, I will save MMA. Cam Holler then responds by saying, your Twitter has to be bait, lol, you don't ever fight. Dillon then tweets out, fuck the Pauls. Jake Paul is complete shit. He then tweets out a picture of him training for the fight. Haroon's TV tweets out that KSI's last 3 fights combined have less views than Jake's last fight, and Jake Paul quote tweets them and says, don't tell that fraud that even in his domain, it's my ring, and your exhibition ain't gonna do nothing. Dillon then quote tweets Jake and says, yeah, because nobody purchases it to watch fight night and wastes their money. They wait for the next day to watch for free online. Shade responds to Dillon by saying, Dillon usually caps, but this time he is correct. Dillon then tweets out, Jake Paul comes off as a pretty lousy brother, basking in Logan's full throttle support and hype for his own ventures, yet mysteriously going mute when the roles are reversed. It's a striking reminder that blood ties don't automatically equate to genuine family behavior. Jesus. Dillon then posts this video with the caption, Logan after the fight. Dillon then announces the official date for his fight in this tweet where he says, October 14th, I'll be gracing the boxing ring for my debut. Gotta show up because the Paul sisters have phobia when it comes to actual combat. Main event live on pay-per-view on DAZN Boxing. Ezra responds by saying, don't pull out. Jake Nokier says, zero chance Dillon makes it to the fight. Waste of everyone's time with this announcement. Dillon's coach Conor McGregor quote tweets him and says, Dillon Danis returns. Dillon then started posting pictures with Logan Paul's fiance Nina seeing other men. This first one is her with Leonardo DiCaprio. Prab responds by saying, keep this trolling coming. Noto says, she got that DiCaprio. Miguel says, imagine knowing your girl's ex broke up with her, so she settled for you. Dillon continues tweeting when he says, Logan Paul pulled out against me when we were completely signed the first time. Let's not forget that. Who's my backup if Logan pulls out? Get Darren Till signed up. Darren then quote tweets him and says, mate, with 5 facepalm emojis. Dillon posts another picture of Nina with a man, and Fearbuck responds with this gif in the caption, dude, this is like the 20th pic I've seen with a different guy in a 2-day span. What's going on?
Embarrassing.
The Matka Chivera responds by saying, I want to hate you, but this is hilarious. Happy Punch responds, oop. Bruiser responds by saying, this gonna get in Logan's head 100%. Sergeant J says, bro thought she was different. Rainey shows a picture of a car rammed into the second story of a house and says, they gonna put a hit out on you, watch. Where's this blood going with this? Bro taking it way too far. He really doing the most. Spiritual Incel says, like he might legitimately call off the wedding. Of course, it would be for some other reason, but we'd all know. Wade Plem responds to Dillon by saying, well, I told y'all this man would promote. I didn't say how. BoozyTube says, you were fucking scum, Dillon. That's his wife. Hate on the man, his character, his looks, etc. But why demean his wife as if we all don't have a past? Not cool, bro. Especially since you were doing all of this for clout and won't show up fight night. Repsion responds by saying, Mr. White Knight the sex trafficker, showing a picture of Fuzi at the airport. If you want to know exactly what this is all about, you can check out my video on FuziTube versus Keemstar that I uploaded about a month ago. But moving on, Wayne responds to Fuzi by saying, this Fuzi character seems to cry a lot. Dillon responds to Fuzi by saying, this coming from the guy who took advantage of a drunk girl who was an emotionally hurt sex trafficking victim at an airport for a blowjob in the bathroom, then bragged about it on your stream? Locke is Live responds by saying, holy fuck, you killed Fuzi. Dillon continues tweeting when he says, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dillon Danis show. Dillon Danis then posted a nude of Logan Paul's fiancée Nina, which obviously got removed from Twitter for breaking rules, and I'm not going to be showing you here, as it breaks YouTube's rules to show nudity. But Alyssa Violet responds to this tweet before it got deleted and says, dude, this is fucked up. Are you okay? Way too far. She has literally nothing to do with this. Just beat him in the ring, goddamn. Dillon then quote tweets Alyssa with a screenshot of this article in the caption, dude, this is fucked up. Are you okay? The article he screenshotted is titled, Alyssa Violet claims she hooked up with ex-Jake Paul's brother Logan. Alyssa responds by saying, dude, you were posting nude pictures of your rival's fiance just to create hype. That's so fucking weird and cringe. Zinny Zane responds by saying, but you were also not denying the hookup. Dillon Danis quote tweets Alyssa again and says, you decided to share private texts for clout, which honestly seems weird and cringe. And now you are actually defending this person? He then shows texts that Alyssa leaked, where it starts out with her saying to Logan Paul, damn, I'm a piece of shit. And like, so are you. But oh well. Logan Paul responds, nah, I'm a G and a savage. This blank fucked girls in front of you. We all savages. Alyssa responds by saying, I'm defending Nina, a well-respected and successful model who doesn't need to be part of this narrative. It's 2023. I'm surprised you haven't learned yet. Gautam responds to her by saying, you don't need to defend her. She has a problem, she will defend herself. Logan hasn't said anything. Don't know why you need to be involved in the matter. Oh wait, for clout. Alyssa responds, I don't need clout. There's a reason I'm not in the internet anymore. I simply don't care about this shit anymore. The only reason I responded was because I was scrolling and saw a picture of a girl posted for negative intent to hurt someone, and they happened to be in my circle. Dillon Danis then posts this clip from Logan Paul's diss track with Alyssa Violet. Dillon continues tweeting when he says, why am I beefing with Alyssa Violet at 5 a.m? What the fuck? Logan Paul has declined doing an episode of Impulsive together in fear of a fight. I offered to do the episode with full security in the middle to ensure his safety, but he declined again. I think it would be wildly entertaining for the fans. I tried my best. Give this a like if you want to see this. Maybe seeing how bad the fans want it will convince him. Wade Pelham responds by saying, the presser for these two is going to be nuts, man, lol. Dillon then shows a picture of Logan Paul's fiancée Nina with yet another man, and MC responds by saying, his wife's been around! Dillon continues tweeting when he says, one rule of mine, if you give it out, you've got to be able to take it. I embrace everyone's comments, good or bad, unlike Logan who turns off his comments, revealing his insecurities. Dillon then shows a picture of Nina with another guy, and Bruiser responds by saying, how many bodies she got? Dillon then tweets out a hypothetical thumbnail that could be used for a potential Impulsive podcast episode with Dillon Danis and Logan Paul on it, and captions it by saying, give the people what they want, Logan Paul. I'll even go through metal detector if that makes you feel safe, pussy. Screenshotting an article that says, one of his boys pulled a gun. When Dillon Danis and Logan Paul's heated altercation almost turned into a gunfight. Plug Jack then tweets out, KSI's boxing coach Alexis confirms that Logan Paul and KSI will train together this month. Dillon responds by saying, a fake brother chooses his brother's enemy's camp rather than his own brother. Dillon then posts a picture of Nina with another man and then tweets out, apparently Misfits is censoring me saying I went too far and threatening to pull the fight. What the fuck? Wade Pelham responds by saying, this is silly if true. The way he promotes may not be for everyone, but this is tame compared to other fight build over the history of this sport. At the end of the day, he has to answer for it in the ring. These two are going to fight. Let the man promote. Sting CFC responds by saying, brother, he publicized a nude. How is that tame? Wade responds by saying, we've had dudes commit assault during fight build. Be charged and still fight. Dillon continues tweeting when he says, this is a ruthless game, kid. If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. Dillon then posts a picture of Logan Paul crying, and Oasis MMA responds by saying, sir, another photo of her with an NBA player has emerged. We're up to 26 now. Dillon then reposts this meme onto his timeline. Keemstar responds to it by saying, hilarious. Dillon continues tweeting when he says, I will make that walk October 14th 100%. If anything happens to this fight, you all know why. Got booked today for bullying Logan Paul, a 28-year-old man. I wish I could provide more entertainment for all of you. I love doing what I do, but my hands are tied in this situation. The fight is at a critical point. Fuck you, Logan Paul. I got so much ammo ready to go. This shit is so whack. Anthony asks Dillon, are they seriously censoring you? And then Dillon responds, yeah, or Logan is out. Being in such a weird position really takes away from the fight for me, making it feel bleh. I don't know how to feel. I never thought someone who filmed a dead person for a video would have limits. I'm fully committed to this fight, and have been carrying the whole card's promotion on my back. The Pauls and I have had beef since forever. Just imagine how you'd feel. Jake attacked my ex, fabricated stories about me impregnating someone, attacked my best friend's fiance. Logan ridiculed me for years, attacked Floyd's wife, filmed the deceased person, scammed millions. KSI went after my mom. The list goes on. Now I finally get to settle our feud, and this whole thing is complete bullshit. We both have a signed contract. This isn't a tennis match. This is the fight business. I know a lot of you hate me, but one thing you gotta respect is that I've taken every diss from everyone for years. You've never seen me block one of you, cry, or crawl into a ball. If you were going to talk shit, don't cry when it comes back. It's part of the game. Hydro AMG responds by saying, Dillon, I don't like you, but you've done 3 months of promotion in like 2 days. Dillon responds, we have 2 months to go. Imagine if they let me loose. Dillon then posts this emo picture of Logan and says, emotional gangster. Dillon then posts this clip from Logan's podcast with the caption, make it make sense.
I'll be honest with you, bro. Jesus Christ fucks.
Oh, God, bro.
And people don't think that about him. That guy is fucking dope. I disagree. I don't think that we have to condemn homosexuality. I don't think that we have to condemn sex before marriage. I don't know if I can get behind. Like, that's silly to me. That seems silly to me. So I think it's a silly practice to engage in, and I think it deserves satire. You all think you're right, and you think that the Muslims are going to hell, and they think that you're going to hell. Why we have to perpetuate a belief that is fucking silly?
I know people that hate me, that treat me better about my faith than you, and you're my best friend. One that really hurt me is you told me I need a therapist because I believe in Jesus. What do I need a therapist for then?
Jesus isn't doing it for you, and I
what do I need a therapist for?
I don't believe you're as emotionally mature as you could be. I don't think the prayer is doing enough. I think actual conversation with a medical professional will help you learn and discover a lot more about yourself that may open up a bit more wavelengths in your brain to become the person that you want to become. Conversion therapy, like what
is conversion therapy?
Something your church does, George.
Stop saying my church, bro. I don't know what.
But it's something your church does.
But it's also something that
everyone wants to be coddled into the truth. Everyone wants to be handheld and walked up the mountain with a buddy instead of climbing it themselves.
Sovereign Brow responds to this by saying, do not be deceived, God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. Gallatin 6-7. Coastal Country Club says, reminder that Logan is a real-life Reddit atheist. Dillon then posts this picture of himself next to emo Logan and says, new fight poster, the bad guy versus emo Paul. Dillon then posts an image of Logan reacting to a dead body in the suicide forest. Pumpkin responds by saying, his fiance got more bodies than that forest. Dillon says, for those who think I'm making this up, what the fuck are you even thinking? I absolutely love roasting this idiot, and I'll be tearing his whole life up right now. If you can't take it, don't give it. It's as simple as that. He then makes a poll with the caption, which is better, with the 2 options being win by KO or win by hurt feelings, with win by hurt feelings winning with 71.7%. Dillon then posts this DM he got from Jacob with the caption, I'm in a tough spot. I might just say fuck it and go back on sicko mode. Jacob said, bro, you gotta keep posting. Best promotion I've seen in a long ass time. Actually making waves outside the boxing space. Dillon then posts this meme that says, Logan sees color for the first time. Logan sees a suicide victim hanging from a tree. The fan then tweets out, confirmed. Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz has done 240k pay-per-view. Dillon responds by saying, I'd sell more pay-per-views with a mic. Roasting Logan Paul. And why the fuck did you beg for only 6 rounds, Logan Paul? I could do that in my sleep. These steroid-fueled arms won't hold up for 12 rounds. Let's change it up. I've got the endurance to keep going all day, baby. Logan also turned down an Olympic-style performance enhancing test. He wanted to do a urine test the day before, probably to boast about being natural. Any steroid expert will tell you that a scheduled urine test is simple to pass. I'm ready to undergo USADA level testing every day leading up to the fight. Dovey responds by saying, bros in the WWE, of course he on roids. Mike Chandler then makes a video dunking on Dillon Danis, and he tweets about this when he says, shut the fuck up, Mike Chandler. Keep begging on your knees like a good little girl for a red panty night. And if you do happen to get blessed, Connor's gonna break your jaw into 2. Logan Paul then finally responds to Dillon Danis by posting a photoshopped image of him kissing another dude onto his Instagram story, and Happy Punch shows this on Twitter and says, Logan Paul has finally responded to Dillon Danis. Dillon quote tweets this and says, bro had days and pulled up with this, what the fuck? Ryan Fedrew responds to Happy Punch by saying, Logan literally tried to sue sue Dillon over pictures, then posts this. And speaking of that, now what Ryan is referring to there is another update on this feud that was posted by Happy Punch, where they say, Logan Paul allegedly sent a legal notice to Dillon Danis, demanding he stop posting photos of his fiancée. Pebbles responds by saying, he became insecure once he saw this photo, showing a picture of Nina with Leonardo DiCaprio. Dillon then posts this image of Logan reacting to the dead body in the suicide forest, and a thumbnail for a fake video titled, Logan Paul hits a huge 3 to cut the lead down to 42. Dillon Danis then shows a bunch of men in line to smash, showing that Logan Paul is the only one willing to greet her with flowers instead of cock. Dillon then shows this clip of Conor McGregor and captions it by saying, my brother from another mother, the Dawn.
A good friend of yours, Danis, is fighting Logan Paul October 14th. How do you see that one going?
Dillon will win, for sure. They're already backtracking right now. They awoke an animal. I know Dillon years, I've trained with him many times, I've helped him. I'm guiding him. I'm going to train him for this. And I guarantee a win. So I hope the lad shows up. He's trying to put a bill on us. If we don't show up, we're going to come at him with a bill if he don't show up.
You said you're going to be involved in camp with him, but you're actually going to train him properly for it?
For sure, yeah. I'm getting into camp myself now after this. Got a team organised, and I'm going to bring Dillon on board and make sure, just monitor it. I've been training with him while I was in New York. I was in New York for about a month or so. I was training with him. He's in a great space mentally. He built himself up. He was in a bad spot, now he picked himself up and he's in a great spot. So it was great to see, and I back him all the way. And I've trained with him, I know, he's got this.
Dillon then tweets out, I want 12 rounds. I'm enjoying Japanese sushi in Logan's head right now, and it's glorious. Meanwhile, Logan is eating roast beef for dinner. How do I get unshadow banned, Elon Musk? Logan Paul wouldn't last one day in the Attitude Era. They probably bully that pussy so bad in the locker room. Dillon then posts a Pokemon card of Logan Paul with his only ability being cuck. Keemstar quote tweets this and says, he just pulled a Logan Paul! Dillon then continues tweeting when he says, Jake Paul, stay ready. I'd gladly KO you. I might even make videos faking a limp to entice you into the fight. Your little brother seems to be considering pulling out due to his hurt feelings. You might need to step up and uphold the reputation of the Paul name. Dillon then shows this picture of Logan watching a woman enjoy herself while holding a bottle of Prime in the caption, honey, did you see our new Prime partnership with Be? Keemstar quote tweets Dillon and says, what are they doing in the shadow? A-Voice then responds with this image of Logan having a nightmare and dreaming about new tweet notifications for Dillon Danis. Dillon Danis then posts this video onto his Twitter.
My girl is not an object. She is a real life human being, not a girl who gets passed around to the dude with more ball percentage. Not an object. My girl is not.
Rainey responds with this Breaking Bad clip in the caption, Logan Alexander Paul watching an internet troll ruining his marriage before it even begins.
You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it!
Wayne says, Dillon is killing it. 10-3 Dillon. Chefa says, bro really got the whole album going now. Sharp says, you've been on a kill streak lately. Keemstar quote tweets him and says, Logan Paul is gonna get a divorce before he even gets married. Omni says, this ain't even about me, and I feel violated. Dillon Danis continues tweeting when he says, this is me walking a thin line. Imagine I had full freedom. Logan is really ruining this fight build-up for the fans. For anyone saying I'm slut-shaming, what the fuck you talking about? I love sluts. Wayne responds, everyone is becoming a Dillon Danis fan now. Dillon continues tweeting when he says, I'm suggesting 12 rounds in the ring to test if you can silence me like a man, but you were staying quiet. Instead, you were crying to the promoters and issuing cease and desist letters, pussy. Dillon then posts a picture of Nina with a short guy, and Rainey responds by saying, funniest part is, this is probably a random fan. Dillon Danis then shares that Andrew Tate started following him. He then shows a picture of Logan Paul kissing another dude. Then he implies that he might be doing a collab with Andrew Tate soon. And after this point, Dillon starts going completely ham on Twitter, tweeting 200 times a day, posting what I can only assume is every image he can find of Nina with another man. We have this white guy with a vest on at a bar, a guy in a reverse cap feeding her alcohol at the beach, and even a picture of her with Dillon Danis himself. Although, with the reader's context, you can obviously tell that this was photoshopped, but regardless, Sergeant J responds by saying, "Logan right now," showing this clip.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Logan Paul then started to respond on his Twitter when he tweeted out, "You guarantee a win? I'll bet you $1 million I beat Dildo Danis on October 14th, at Conor McGregor.
If you're so confident in your boy, I got a bet for you. I bet Dillon, but he's a broke bitch. I got $1 million that says I beat your boy on October 14th. Come on, bro. Come on, I know you caked up. See how confident you are. Imagine all the coke you can buy, you fucking drug addict. 2 dummies, 1 night, October 14th, I'm fucking you both up."
Dillon quote tweets Logan and says, "Bro has the money to bet 1 million but can't pay off the people he scammed. That's crazy." Fisherman then responds by saying, "My screenshot timing couldn't be better," showing that the reader's notes under Logan's tweet actually exposes him for not paying back the people he scammed with his crypto endeavors. So back in February of 2023, the YouTuber CoffeeZilla, who is known for exposing crypto scams, worked with another YouTuber called Oompaville to trick Dillon Danis into promoting a fake NFT. Because at that time, Dillon Danis was known for shilling any crypto project under the sun, including the fake project that CoffeeZilla and Oompaville presented to him. So it's pretty hypocritical that he's calling out Logan Paul for doing the same thing. Especially when 3 months prior, Dillon tweeted out, "Damn, Logan Paul is a scumbag. Feel bad for everyone he scammed." So when Dillon Danis tweeted out about Logan's CryptoZoo scam, Zach XBT responds to him by saying, "How about all of the people you scammed?" linking to a tweet explaining all of Dillon Danis' crypto scams. Chalk responds to Dillon by saying, "Dillon, you tweeted about an NFT project that was a link to every scam you've done. You were literally no different." Krista responds to Dillon by saying, "Not going to lie, that rich coming from you. Question, this you?" showing a screenshot of the CoffeeZilla video that exposed Dillon Danis for crypto scamming. CoffeeZilla himself then quote tweets Dillon Danis and says, "Dillon Danis accusing Logan Paul of being a scammer," showing 2 Spider-Mans pointing at each other. Dillon then posts a picture of Nina with yet another new man and captions it by saying, "Heard Logan pays one of his fiance's boyfriend's rent as well." Luke responds by saying, "I'm 100% convinced Logan is actually losing his mind seeing all this. How many pictures are there?" Johnny says, "Oh my god, a girl who's 31 dated other men in the past? That's crazy. You might be trying to roast Logan Paul, but really all you've been doing is harassing his fiance about people she's been with in the past, which is fucking stupid. There's really no reason to involve her." Westland Gangster says, "Dillon obliterating Logan in the media with Hall of Fame relentlessness." Omni responds by saying, "Man's activated Logan's canon event." Dillon then posts this image showing that Logan was smiling when he found a dead body in the forest, but is bawling his eyes out over Dillon Danis tweets. Dillon Danis then shows another picture of Nina with 2 men dressed up as sexy Santas. Greg responds by saying, "Where the fuck he finding these?" Keem responds by saying, "No way Logan's gonna continue with the marriage at this point." Locke is Live responds by saying, "I would say she belongs to the streets, but not even the homeless deserve that disrespect." Masculine Edge responds by saying, "Every time we think Dillon gonna cool off, I got one more in me." Dillon then posts an image of Nina with another new man and 2 puppies, this time with the caption, "Not your rule too, what the fuck?" Biased Man responds by saying, "Imagine we find a picture of her with Andrew Tate and Donald Trump." Keemstar says, "Logan Paul survived the suicide, forest, and CryptoZoo. He will never survive this." Games responds by saying, "Nah, ain't no way, ain't no fucking way." Caden says, "Bro just doesn't miss." Zelos says, "Bro has been steady cooking on the timeline." Peter Queeley quote tweets Danis and says, "Hate him all you want, but he's probably the best person I have ever seen at getting people interested in his fight." Dillon then shows a screenshot of this article from 2015 that says, "Wow, Nina is now banging Mike Trout, trying to make Bruce jealous after he dumped her and got back together with his ex-fiance." Fuppies responds with that image of the guys in line to bone someone, but this time with the line extended like 10 times more and the caption, "Logan Paul right now." Dillon continues tweeting when he says, "Who's pulling a wedding crashers with me at Logan's wedding?" Dillon then posts a picture of Nina with another man, and Grizz responds by saying, "Logan's girl could have really starred in this," showing the poster for the movie Holes. Drazino responds by saying, saying, "Where's she getting these random Hispanic guys from?" Vino responds, "No one knows." Kyle responds by saying, "Dillon right now know when he's cooking." Kyle shows that image of the long lineup to fuck and says, "Oh hell nah! She's been with every motherfucker, look how long the queue is!" Dillon then posts a picture of Nina with yet another man, and then another image with her hanging out with 3 men, but captions it by saying, "I'll let this one slide, I love Entourage." Dillon then shows a picture with Nina and another man. Dillon continues tweeting when he says, "Logan Paul called me Dillon Donuts as a diss. Let that sink in. After all this, I honestly have nothing to say. This guy isn't built for the fight game. He needs to go back to the Disney Channel." Dillon then posts a picture of Nina with yet another man, and then a meme image of her behind a bunch of black guys looking at her, including KSI. And honestly, like, this is a meme image, but I wouldn't be surprised if a similar scenario happened in real life, because, like, how many times can I just say to comment on a tweet that Dillon posted an image of Nina with another guy? It's just guy after guy after guy after guy. Dillon continues tweeting when he says, "Since you want to make bets and you were so confident you're going to knock me out, if I win, you have to make me your best man at your wedding." Scott Hiles then responds, "This guy doesn't miss, oh my fucking god." And we will continue to see Dillon not miss in part 2, because this is just the tip of the iceberg. We're only up to August 14th. So we have quite a ways to go to cover all of the tweets leading up to the fight on October 14th. So if you don't want to miss part 2, be sure to subscribe to this channel with notifications on. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.